In 1963, divers continue to investigate the shipwreck found near Beacon Island. They become convinced that these are the remains of the infamous Batavia.
The finds kept piling up. The hinges of a box, some shards from an apothecary jar, coins, a crest, all things consistent with a 17th century Dutch merchant vessel.
Another clue found on the island is a coral structure with 4 8-foot walls and a door in one corner. An examination of the area around the structure yields brass sheeting, a small piece of fabric, and iron fragments.
It's impossible to know for sure what this building was, but according to Pelsart's logbook, the survivors of the shipwreck slept in tents. So we know that this structure wasn't a shelter for the survivors. So what was it for?
Now remember that when Pelsart returned to Beacon Island, he found Cornelis being held as a prisoner. Could this coral structure be the remains of a jail?
As excavations continue, the skeletal remains of at least 2 adults and 1 child are found. But loose bones suggest the grave may hold even more bodies.
Only 1 body in the mass grave shows signs of trauma, which could simply mean that the others were killed in ways that would leave no long-term evidence, like throat slitting. Or it might mean that they died in the early days after the shipwreck, before the massacre commenced.
According to Pelsart's logbook, many people died of dehydration not long after the ship sank. This might also explain the bodies found with musket balls.
Back then, sucking or chewing lead was a thing that people did to diminish thirst. So maybe the musket balls were being used to ease their thirst as they were dying from dehydration. It makes sense, as there are no signs of any trauma, but no one really knows.
To date, a total of 21 skeletons have been found, and after more than 5 decades of investigating Beacon Island, researchers continue to unearth grim evidence